Okay, so here is everything you need to know about the Harlem Renaissance, and I will try to do this as quickly as possible. So, first and foremost, Harlem. Harlem is a neighborhood in New York City. If you look over here, it is right here. Now, during the time period that we're studying, Harlem is basically the cultural and political center of not only the United States, but obviously New York City. And in Harlem, this is where we get a lot of predominant black artistic movements, music movements, and literature. Now, Harlem is a ghetto, which if you'll remember means that it is an ethnic neighborhood, and you can see with the Great Migration how quickly Harlem grows. So if you'll notice right here, this is Harlem just by 1911, and then note how huge Harlem grows simply because of the massive amounts of Southern African Americans that are moving up for jobs and to escape racism. Now, these are different pictures of Harlem. Note that it is a city. You've got lots of business, you've got lots of people moving and doing things, and also you have the big apartment buildings. So it is a city. Now, the causes of the Harlem Renaissance. First and foremost, as I said before, is the Great Migration. So you've got so many people that are moving up from the South, and you have to remember it's not just moving up from one po-hick town in Alabama. It's moving up from all of the South. So when all of these African Americans are moving up to Chicago or Detroit or New York, you're getting different cultures from different southern states that are all mixing in that area. So you're getting lots of different cultures. It's not just one solid black culture. It's lots of different ones that are mixing together. And in Harlem, just because of the sheer amount of people, when they mix together, they kind of create this new culture. In addition is the growing African American middle class. So because of the job, because of factories, because of the higher income that you're earning up north, you get more people who are in that middle class and they're able to support themselves. This is obviously an artistic representation of that, but here we have a picture and you can see, notice the car, notice it's shiny, it's got expensive metal. Look at these, I don't even know how to describe them. Look at those coats. They are rich. And of course, we get political movement. Now, we've already talked about W.E.B. Du Bois, but we also get a man named Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey works with the NAACP, but he has a separate movement. If you'll remember, Du Bois is all about pushing for civil rights now. We don't need to wait. We don't need to accept segregation. We need to push for civil rights now. Marcus Garvey is kind of like, let's just go away and go back to Africa. Why not? So they're pushing for separate things, and Garvey's point is, we aren't going to get civil rights here. With all of the Jim Crow laws, with everything that's going on, there's no way we'll ever be treated equally. And so he just says, let's just leave and go to Africa, which, considering nobody's been back to Africa in 150 years, not the world's greatest idea. Du Bois believed in a thing called the talented tenth. Remember, like Booker T, he was very pro-education, but he wanted to emphasize not just vocational education, he wanted to emphasize artistic education and cultural education. And so he wanted to have people become experts in culture, not just job training. The other cause is the Red Summer of 1919. Remember, not the Red Scare, the Red Summer. The Red Summer flashes back to what we learn in America, the Story of Us. So you've got all of these race riots, and it's not just Chicago. You've got race riots that are spreading across 25 places. That's a lie. There are 25 riots, but it's spread across all over the United States. So we see them in Chicago, New York, Detroit. We see them in the South. Now, during these race riots, the KKK is very prominent, and so they kind of act out because they want to use this as an opportunity to scare African Americans and enforce Jim Crow laws. So then we get this growth of the KKK like we've already talked about before. Now, during just this summer, there are 83 African Americans, not just in the South, that are lynched. And when there are lynchings, a lot of times what's really scary about it is they're done publicly. It's not like they do this in the private of their own home. They do this and lots of people gather to watch. And that's kind of what made the KKK so effective, is because There were people there to scare. People saw this happening and did nothing. I'm going to skip through this. Oh, no, I won't. I'm not going to skip through this. So this is a poem made from Claude McKay. He is a poet who wrote about the Bloody Summer, the Red Summer of 1919. And so I'll give you a moment to read this poem. You can just pause this video at any point in time. But he talks about basically we might die, but we should fight back against the KKK. And then lastly, the impact beyond obviously this cultural revolution and new artists and new singers and new painters coming about from the Harlem Renaissance. You also see the changing of Harlem. It goes from a slum and a ghetto, like in this picture, to just a ghetto. What's underneath here? Yes, more, to just a ghetto, where it's no longer a slum. It becomes a nice area. That is all. You're now going to move on to the pictures, so grab an iPad and QR codes, scan away.